In the heart of West Africa, where the ancient kingdoms once thrived, a name resonates through history, a name that evokes strength, courage, and unshakable leadership. But who was Queen Amina of Zaria, truly? The true story behind this legendary warrior queen is filled with suspense, power, and mystery. Her life, shrouded in myth and history, has sparked curiosity for centuries. Was she a conqueror, a strategist, or perhaps something more? It is believed that Queen Amina was born around 1533, in what is now modern-day northern Nigeria. Amina was a member of the royal family of the Hausa city-state of Zaria, one of the most powerful kingdoms in the region. From a young age, she was known for her sharp mind, extraordinary combat skills, and unyielding determination to rule. But it was not just her birthright that made Amina exceptional, she was destined to change the course of history. Amina's rise to power was not an easy one. Her journey to becoming the Queen of Zaria was filled with trials, betrayals, and conflict. In a patriarchal world, Amina had to prove herself in the most brutal way possible, on the battlefield. She didn't simply inherit her throne. She fought for it, leading her troops into battle, commanding respect from allies and enemies alike. But what truly set Amina apart from other rulers was her unparalleled military prowess. Under Amina's leadership, Zaria expanded its borders dramatically. It is said she led over 30 successful military campaigns, conquering neighboring territories and establishing dominance across the region. One of her most famous conquests was the city of Kano, which she captured through sheer force, taking advantage of her strategic genius and well-trained army. Amina's troops were feared, not just for their skill in battle, but for the ruthless precision with which they executed her plans. Amina's military career began at a young age, as she trained in the arts of warfare, leadership, and strategy, preparing herself for the possibility of ruling. When she became queen, she inherited the legacy of her mother, Queen Bakwa, who had ruled before her. It's believed that Amina had already fought in military campaigns alongside her family, gaining a reputation for her skills on the battlefield. One of Amina's most significant military campaigns was her effort to expand the territory of Zazzau. She led a series of military campaigns that extended the borders of her kingdom far beyond the original city-state. Her main objective was to capture neighboring towns and regions, establishing dominance and integrating them into the growing Zazzau Empire. Amina is credited with leading military expeditions into several important areas, including regions that are now part of modern-day northern Nigeria and southern Niger. Among the most notable conquests were the towns of Katsina, Gobir, and Kano, all of which were brought under her rule. Her campaigns were marked by a blend of military skill and diplomacy. She used a combination of direct confrontation and strategic alliances with other kingdoms to fortify her growing empire. One of Amina's most famous battles was the siege and conquest of Katsina, a city-state to the southwest of Zazzau. Katsina was a powerful rival kingdom that controlled trade routes vital to the region. Amina's forces laid siege to the city for several weeks, employing a mixture of military strategy, force, and resource management. After a prolonged conflict, Katsina surrendered to Amina, solidifying her control over the region and expanding the Zazzau influence. Amina was not just a battlefield commander but also a reformer in military tactics. She is said to have introduced the use of iron weapons, such as swords and shields, which enhanced the fighting capabilities of her soldiers. In addition to her military innovations, she is also believed to have built a series of defensive walls around her kingdom's cities, known as Amina's Walls. These fortifications were instrumental in protecting Zazzau from external threats and have since become iconic landmarks. Throughout her reign, Amina's relentless pursuit of territorial expansion and military success transformed Zazzau into one of the most powerful and prosperous kingdoms in West Africa. Her battles were not just fought for the glory of conquest but also for securing resources, trade routes, and military alliances that would sustain her kingdom for generations. But with every victory came new challenges. As her empire grew, so did the number of enemies plotting her downfall. The pressure mounted. Would Queen Amina be able to hold her reign in the face of relentless opposition? But Amina was not just a conqueror, she was a ruler who cared deeply for her people. Her reign brought stability, economic prosperity, and cultural growth to Zaria. She ensured the building of fortifications around her kingdom to protect her people, and she promoted trade, making Zaria a powerful economic hub. Her vision extended beyond the battlefield. She sought to create a legacy that would last long after her time. However, Amina's ambition was not without its costs. The more she expanded her empire, the more resistance she faced, not only from rival kingdoms but also from her own people, who began to question her unrelenting pursuit of power. Was her drive for dominance a sign of strength or a flaw that would ultimately lead to her downfall? As the years passed, Queen Amina's reign reached its zenith. But every empire has its vulnerabilities. Political intrigue, shifting alliances, and the weight of leadership began to take their toll. Amina's final years were filled with increasing challenges, both from external threats and internal rebellions. It is said that Queen Amina ruled for a remarkable 34 years, cementing her place in history as one of the most powerful and influential leaders of West Africa. But despite her legendary status, her death remains as mysterious as her life. Some say she died in battle, others claim she retired to live out her final years in peace. What we do know is that her legacy lived on, through the walls she built, the kingdom she forged, and the legends that would be passed down for generations. Queen Amina's story is one of strength, ambition, and perseverance. She may have faced countless obstacles, but she remained resolute in her quest to rule. Though the precise details of her death are lost to history, the impact she left on Zaria and the world remains undeniable. The legend of Queen Amina continues to inspire and captivate people today, reminding us of the power of leadership and the resilience of a true warrior queen. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through history. If you enjoyed the story of Queen Amina, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most fascinating historical figures. Until next time, keep searching for the truth with Historical Finder.